Hello and welcome to continuation of the lessons. In the last game we were up to adding in scores, going up a ladder and through a platform, and that's as far as we got really, and the scores going up each time we collect a coin. And I think we had a change level as well. So that's as far as we got last lesson. Today I want to add in some enemy AI. So to do that, I'm just going to extend this block a little bit, and we're going to make an enemy AI move left and right on here. So I need to add some new objects in to be blockers, so that's can be done very quickly. Add a new object, new sprite. I'll call it left block. Add an animation, edit with Pascal like we've always been doing. And I'm just going to draw the letter L and save that and apply it. And again, add a new object, sprite, right block, add an animation, edit with Pascal again, and right, save and apply. Okay, so we've now got a block that will stop the object on the left and a block that will stop the object on the right. But when we start our game, we don't want to see the left and the right objects. We want to hide them. So that's straightforward enough. We go to level events, and I'm going to add a new feature in now. We're going to add a new, instead of all these appearing as a long line, we're going to add a new group. So I click the plus sign, group, and then I give it a name, and I'm just going to call it blockers. Then when I add a new condition, I just need to make sure that I drag this over to be underneath the blockers. So I add a new condition, other conditions and scene, and it's at the beginning of the scene. So at the beginning of the scene, add an action, and it'll be the left block and hide. But it'll be another action. So if I just type in hide, left block, and click OK, and then I repeat the same here, add the condition, and I can just type in at the beginning of scene, and I can do hide and right block, and click OK. So now when I go to run my game, we can see that the right and left are hidden. So that's the first bit. I'm now going to add a new event, but this time I'm also going to add a new group, and this can be for enemy 1. You could have all your enemies under this one area, but I'm just going to put enemy 1 there. So go to level, and I'm going to be a bit lazier this time, so I'm going to add a new object. I'm going to search the assets, and I've just gone into the foliage pack, and I'm just going to pick the blue flower. You can pick anything you like. Add to game, close. So there's the flower. That's going to become our enemy. So, and I want the flower to go left and right and bounce off the blockers. So the first thing I need to do is add a variable to, this isn't a global variable, this will be a local variable to the flower. So edit object variables, add one in, and I'm going to rename that to direction, and I'm just going to put the default in as left. Okay, and apply. So I've applied the variable to the flower. So what I want to do now is change the variable to moving left or right. So I go to my events and I'm going to add a condition, and for the flower I'm going to look for text. It's not a value, it's not a number, so I'm going to look for text of an object's variable, direction, and choose an operator equal to, and I'm going to put in right. So for the variable the blue flower right, I need to add an action, and basically this is going to be a force to make it move. So I will do, for blue flower, add a force here, so it's under movement, add force, and I'm going to put a force of 60 pixels per second. We can change the speed anytime we like, and we click OK. So if I try running it now, we'll see it's not quite moving yet. We're not ready to start moving. So I now need to do add in another condition. Sorry, add a new event first, then add a new condition, and this is going to be for the other direction. We just did right, so we want to do left. So for the blue flower, text of an object's variable, direction equals 2, and this time it'll be left, and I click OK. So if the direction of the variable is left, I need to add an action, and it's going to be a force again. So blue flower and add the force. It's going to be going the other way, so it's going to be left. So as it's going left, it's going minus, so minus 60. We click OK. So we should start to see it moving, and you can see it started moving. However, it hasn't stopped, so we haven't done a collision with the left or right block yet. So we're going to add in a new event, drag it over, and now we're going to do a blue. If the blue flower is in collision, and we can, whichever way we want to do it, with the left block. So blue flower in collision with the left block. Okay, so we want to change the text of the variable to, if it hits the left one, we want to move it right. So we add an action to the flower, and it'll be modify the text variable of an object, direction equals 2, and we need to put in left. Click OK, and we repeat it again, drag that over. So this time, if the flower is in collision with the right block, okay, we do the flower, modify the text of a variable, direction equals to right, and we click OK. So I think we've got everything covered there. So it should change direction every time there's a collision. So let's have a look. Okay, so something's gone a bit wrong where it hasn't collided off, so we need to have a look at that. And we can see that I've got, if it's in collision with the left block, it should go right. So that's a mistake there. So right, click OK, change this one to click OK. So that should be right now. So we play the game and we can see that where we've now got an enemy AI bouncing back and forth. So we can do all kinds of things there. We can say that if we jump on top of him, we kill him, and if he collides with us front on, we will die. And we lose a life. But we haven't come to lives and stuff yet. So that will conclude today's lesson on enemies and AI moving back and forth. And we'll come to the next part later on where we'll change how we interact with the flower, and we'll put some lives at the top up here. So until then, thanks.